The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
I ain't coming for no foolishness. You don't understand. 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 Kick it. You don't understand. 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 Kick it. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. Kick it. You don't understand. 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 Kick it. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. Kick it.
Alright, motherfuckers, we back here. It's about that time. This is The Life of Jay, episode number 10. And I know what y'all are thinking. Why in the bluest of blue hells do you smoke a cigarette or a Black and Mild or a Capone or whatever the fuck you smoking every time you come out here to record a video? That remains to be explained. And I'm actually going to explain that in full at the end of the video. So you're going to have to stick around for that, alright? I also got some news about some stories that I plan on telling soon. One being my ghost story and the other one is my probation story. I'm officially confirming that I'm telling my probation story, alright? I have a set date for both of those, so stay tuned to the end of the video for that. But until then, I'm going to tell this story that I like to call my brown noise story. Now I see I might have confused some of y'all when I said the brown noise, and you might be thinking, what in the bluest of blue hells is that? It's basically when you lose control of your bowels and you just shit on yourself. And considering the amount of times that I've done that, I think you'll find this story highly entertaining. And this is my second most embarrassing story. And the reason I say second is because my most embarrassing story is my probation story. Ain't nothing more embarrassing than that shit. I'm going to talk about the multiple times that I done shitted on myself in different years, different ages, and different grades. Yeah, I ain't started. I said multiple times. I did it 5 times. 6 times if you count the second time in 5th grade, but I don't remember a single detail about that. The only thing I remember about that is the fact that people started calling me Dookie after that until I graduated. So, but in this order, it happened in pre-K, kindergarten, 2nd grade, 5th grade, and 7th grade. Pre-K, I was 4 years old, and this was in the year 2000, which makes me feel old as shit because it's about to be 2020 and I'm about to turn 24. So this would be 20 years in the making.
Getting old ain't bad, man. Getting old, that's earned.
Oh my god, 20 goddamn years, man. Yeah, I know I ain't the only one that feel old. I'm in the middle of class. This is after lunch. All of these after lunch. It was after lunch. This is we had that good ass school lunch when it was actually motherfucking scrumptious and we was able to get seconds. You know what I'm saying? You had that classic spaghetti and meatballs, you know what I'm saying? The real spaghetti and meatballs. You had them box pieces and shit with that good ass pepperoni. They gave us carrots with that shit with some ranch dressing. And you know, we some ghetto ass kids. We ain't never put the ranch dressing on no fucking carrots. We didn't eat the carrots. We would do food fights with them motherfuckers. What we did with the ranch was we rubbed that shit all over the pizza with the sport and we just munched that motherfucker down. And that shit was delicious. You heard what I said. Ranch on pizza is absolutely fucking delicious. If you ain't never tried that shit or you don't like that shit, your ass ain't human. You know what I'm saying? When you from the South, you come up with different kind of combinations. You know what I'm saying? You don't like to eat shit flat. You don't eat shit by itself. You mix.
Get with the program. Point blank, period.
Anyway, this is after lunch, after recess, and I'm one that would rather have recess before lunch because when you have lunch before recess, you know, all that food will digest a lot faster, you know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, when you're doing what you normally do outside during recess. You're out there chasing each other, playing tag, playing hide and go get it, beating each other's asses and all that shit, play fighting and all that shit. Yeah, I said hide and go get it. I tried to speed past that like I ain't say what I just said. But the hide and go get it that we played, we didn't play hide and go fuck, we played hide and go kiss. That's what it was. And it was male and female, alright? I'm not here kissing no other boys. Fuck all that. Yeah, that's where I draw the line right there. Kissing little boys, playing hide and go get it? Nah, hell nah. When you play hide and go get it, it's always male and female. And whenever we did that, we always hid underneath the playground and we would just kiss each other. And every time we kissed each other, because we was kids, because we was young, we was like, ugh. But we kept doing it though, I don't know why. It was after lunch, after recess, we had nap time. Lunch was 30 minutes, recess was 30 minutes, nap time was 15 minutes. And after recess, that food digested a lot quicker than it should have. And my stomach immediately started to disagree with me. As soon as I sat down, teacher turned the light off, and the 2 tables that we had 2 half circle tables, and we put them joints together and we all sat together and laid our heads down. I tried to lay my head down and I tried to ignore the shit, but I couldn't because my bowels weren't as great as they are nowadays. I can hold my shit for 24 hours now. But back then, I could barely hold that shit for 24 fucking minutes. So if I had to go, nigga, I had to go. So my stomach started hurting and I heard that grudge sound. So I started hearing that, and I immediately held onto my stomach, and I raised my hand. All the kids in the class were asleep. They was knocked out within minutes. Not I. I raised my hand, and the teacher looked up, looked back down. A couple seconds later, she looked up again, looked back down. 2 minutes later, she looked up again. My arm's shaking because my blood is rushing to my damn shoulders. She said, "What is it?" I said, "Can I go to the bathroom, please?" Because, you know, that's how 4-year-olds talk. "Can I go to the bathroom, please?" She said, "No, just try not to think about it. Just lay your head down, rest your eyes. You only got 15 minutes for nap time, so once that bell rings, once nap time is over, you can go to the bathroom after that." While I'm sitting there, you know, as a 4-year-old, I'm smart enough to know that from where I'm sitting, the fucking door is right there, and outside of the door is the bathroom. So why can't you just send me to the goddamn bathroom? I gotta send the Browns to the Super Bowl. Do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Anyway, I had to take a goddamn number 2, you know what I'm saying? And she told me no twice, and because my bowels were not good, I couldn't help but just let loose. I was sitting there shaking a little bit, but I tried to be incognito about it, you know what I'm saying? And I was trying to hold it as best I could, but I couldn't, and I just let loose. Next thing you know, I was sitting on a motherfucking Tempur-Pedic bed in my drawers. Bruh. Yep. Yeah, I can laugh about that now, you know what I'm saying? That was 20 goddamn years ago. Kids started to lift their head up one by one as they smelled that shit. One girl said, "Ugh, what's that smell?" And the teacher lifted her head up and she's like, "Jesus Christ." Got up, started to walk towards the door, and the closer she got to the door, the more the smell fucked her nose up. She turned the light on and looked at me. She knew it was me. She looked at me, looked down at my drawers, and she was like, "Good God Almighty, Mr. Hunter, let's go." Send me to the bathroom, but she didn't send me inside the bathroom. She sent me to stand outside the goddamn bathroom, still with a sleep number bed inside my drawers. Like, what the fuck? I'm sitting there, sitting on a pillow pad, and you won't let me go clean myself up only because I'm 4 years old and you don't trust me. Bitch, I'd have chopped you in your fucking throat and your titties. Fuck out of here. She called my father. He came up to the school with a new pair of pants, new pair of drawers, and a new shirt. And that's an ongoing trend for the whole goddamn story with the exception of 7th grade. And after that, my dad took me home, and rightfully so, because the last thing you want is to get roasted by some 4-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? The first thing you're going to hear as soon as you walk back in class is, "You do it on yourself, you do it on yourself, do boy, funky, but you do it on yourself." Just straight up doing some sing-songy type shit. Off the dome, might I add. You know what I'm saying? They don't think about none of that shit. They freestyle that shit bomb completely. Yeah, put them little bastards on Sway in the morning. Not to mention that at the age of 4, I had grown man shit. So you can only imagine how the teacher as well as the entire class felt. So I'm glad I went home that day. Kindergarten, 2001, 5 years old. And this is the second half of my kindergarten year. I'm not even gonna explain the first half. All I'm gonna say is there was 2 different kindergarten classes. In the first half of the year, I was in Miss Perry Sand's class, and I hated Miss Perry Sands. She was nice for the most part, but the moment you get on her bad side, she started going crazy. But after I got transferred out of that class for doing something that I shouldn't have been doing, which I'll say I followed a girl in my class, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just out of control mentally, and I got in trouble for that shit. I got my ass whipped in the closet, and I got transferred to the next kindergarten class. So they put me in Miss Grover's class. Yeah, I just sped through that shit because I didn't want to say it again. Basically, I just put my hand on her drawers, and I just started fingering her. I don't know how the fuck I learned how to do that shit. I just did that shit. And to make matters even worse, because I'm a freak nasty ass nigga, I just took my finger and that's it.
Oh, you nasty.
Once I got transferred out of that class, they put me in Miss Grover's class. And I actually like Miss Grover. She was nice for the most part until the end of the year when she started to get mean as shit. When I got to that class, I met this fool named Dennis, and me and him became the best of friends. Because he was a class clown, and I became a class clown after him. I was just following everything that he did. He was making jokes, he was disrupting the class, he was farting in class in front of the teacher. And then at one point during nap time, we decided to play the fart game. We had a couple of good farts, you know what I'm saying? We had one real good one at the same damn time. And the shit was so loud that the teacher heard that shit. She said, "Y'all need to stop before I put you both out." And this girl, as soon as she said that, lifted her head up because she smelt the shit. She was like, "Y'all stink. Y'all really do need to stop." But we ain't stop. We ain't listen. We did it again. We had room for one more. He let out one good one, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna top that." So I went ahead and got myself ready. I breathed in, breathed out, and I just let loose a little too hard, and I shorted. Teacher heard that one that time, like she really heard it that time, because she was loud as hell. And she said, both of y'all get out. And I said, with pleasure. I took that as a blessing in disguise. Made my way to the motherfucking bathroom that was right down the hall. And I went in the stall, pulled my pants and my drawers down, and lo and behold, it was a little fuzz dragon just sitting right there in my drawers. You know what I'm saying? Just staring at me like, hello, motherfucker. Hi, there. It was just a little baby shit turd though. So what I did was, I went into detective mode. You know what I'm saying? I went into Batman mode. I decided to be as incognito as possible. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and pick this little turd up and I'm gonna throw it in the toilet and flush that bitch. I did that, pulled my pants and drawers up, but you can still smell it. So I pulled them back down, grabbed some more tissue, wiped the shit out. You can still smell it. So I did the smart thing, the smart and dumb thing at the same time, and that was take those drawers off and flush them bitches down the toilet. And next thing you know, I'm walking up and down the hallways for these next 2.5 goddamn hours. Drawsless.
You need your ass beat.
And if you ain't never walked around with some khaki pants on with no drawers, be grateful, because that is one of the worst feelings ever. And yeah, I really did flush a pair of drawers down the toilet. A $5 pair of drawers, to be exact. Sorry, mama. Not sorry. I'm just surprised that I was smart enough to do that shit as a 5-year-old. Next, I'm in 2nd grade, and this is the same school, Mildred Green Elementary. I forgot to mention that. Mildred Green Elementary. I hated the school. I went there all the way up to 4th grade, and I finally had enough after that, and I just said, fuck this school, I want to go somewhere else. Trying to find out I'm going to be attending an even worse school, and then after that I go to a school even worse. It's ongoing trend with me. I went to all terrible schools. I ain't went to not one good school, and you wonder why I don't go to college. Anyway, 2nd grade is 2003. I was 7 years old. My teacher's name was Miss Piju, and I love Miss Piju. You know what I'm saying? My favorite teacher out of everybody. She was the only one I didn't hate. I love Miss Piju. Mostly because we used to call her Miss Pikachu, and she was a big Pokemon fan, so she let it slide. Again, as always, after lunch. You know what I'm saying? After lunch, we were supposed to have recess, but it rained this day, so she just let us sit in class, gave us free time for about 30 minutes. I'm sweating like shit. Am I aging 0 right now? God damn. The only thing that's missing is the Popeyes. But she let us stay in class for 30 minutes. Just gave us 30 minutes of free time until we got back into our regular scheduled program. And after a recess, she let us go to the bathroom, a couple of students at a time, and I went, but I didn't have to go, so I just washed my hands, and I just got a sip of water at the water fountain. And this is when the water was pretty goddamn good. I'm not gonna lie, the water was cold as shit. Went right back to class, sat down, was ready to do my work, and as soon as that bell rung, bitch was on fire. I sat there with this blank stare on my face, like, breathing hard as shit. And the teacher was looking at me like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm just tired. I tried to play the shit off, and then I played it off even worse as soon as my stomach started to get worse. I knew as soon as I heard that grudge sound that I immediately had to send the Browns to the Super Bowl. But seeing as I was 7 years old, I was able to control my bowels just a little bit. Within about 25 minutes, I kind of let loose. But before I did, and because my desk was next to the teacher's desk, like I was a teacher's pet out this bitch, I didn't have to raise my hand. I just called her name. I said, Miss Peasy, can I go to the bathroom, please? She said, y'all just came from the bathroom. I'm like, I can't wait that long. I really gotta go. I didn't have to go before, but now I do. She said, well, you're gonna have to hold it until the bell. Can't nobody be in the hallway right now. Anyway, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait out. I ain't listening. I was about to get up, but before I was about to get up, my stomach started to disagree with me even more, and I felt the shit coming out. In the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, you know what, I might as well just sit here, because I know if I get up, my pants is done. If you was in this situation, how would you handle it? You know what I'm saying? I felt like I handled it the best I could, even though it was still a shitty situation. You see what I did there? Okay, that was corny. Teacher smelled it first, and she was like, oh my God. What is that smell? Lord have mercy. And she asked me, was it me? And like I said, I tried to play the shit off. I said, I don't know, it might be my crayon box. She said, open the crayon box. I opened up the crayon box. She sniffed it, I sniffed it. She said, no, it's not your crayon box. I said, no, it ain't the crayon box. And then she looked back like the dude from fucking GTA Vice City in that nightclub scene where he was sitting there like this, rocking back and forth, and he noticed this girl at the bar, and he looks back like this. That ass though? You know what I'm saying? He was sitting there admiring her cakes. But the only difference is Miss Peasy wasn't admiring my cakes.
That was real gay, my nigga.
I know what I said. I know what I said. Girls used to tell me all the time that I had cakes. They used to say, boy, you got a fat ass. They used to tell me that I had a fat ass just as much is they used to play in my head. And I just turned this into a huge pause moment. So I'm gonna let Dame Dash take it away.
Pause.
But she wasn't sitting there admiring my ass. She was sitting there looking at the brown that came out of my ass. You know what I'm saying? I had to send the Browns to the Super Bowl, but instead I had to call an audible and just let them joints take the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? I had to take a field goal, and I was a few yards short. She said, Mr. Hunter, get up, go to the bathroom. I'm gonna call the nurse and your parents. And that she did. The nurse gave me a plastic bag, but before Miss Peasy could even say something to her, I just dipped out. I went right to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? I went ahead and cleaned myself up, took them drawers and soaked them bitches in the sink, got everything out of there, put some soap in that shit. Did the same thing I did in kindergarten. The only difference is I didn't flush them bitches down the toilet like I was planning on. I just decided I'm gonna put them bitches in the bag along with the pants and the shirt. When my mama came up to the school, she came up with a new pair of pants, some new drawers, and a new shirt. Now we get into the more embarrassing territory. All I'm gonna say is, hold on to your butts, because I sure as hell didn't. Jay, that was corny as hell. 5th grade is where it gets worse. 10 years old. Going on 11, 2006. Yeah, I'm getting older, getting wiser, and I'm able to hold my bowels just a little bit longer. But this part of the story is so embarrassing that I gotta go ahead and spark one up just to mask the embarrassment, because this shit wasn't funny at all. I could laugh all day about the shit that happened in pre-K, kindergarten, and 2nd grade, because that was hilarious. But 5th grade, there was no reason for you to be 10 years old, 11 years old, still shitting on yourself. Get your motherfucking ass up and go to the bathroom.
Period.
5th grade, I attended a school called Howard Road Academy, which the school doesn't exist anymore. They shut that bitch down. I was in special ed. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I ain't gonna hold that back. I was in special ed. They tried to mask that shit and call that shit resource. Fuck out of here, bitch. That's special ed. You know what I'm saying? My special ed teacher's name was Miss Willoughby. They would put me in that shit to give me extra time on tests because I always had a hard time. And I got ADHD, and sometimes with ADHD, it kind of, you know, fucks with your brain and it makes you not want to do shit and you don't finish working time. So maybe that was a good thing, but at the same time it was embarrassing because people knew what the fuck it was. They knew exactly what it was. They tried to call that shit resource. That shit special ed. But anyway, special ed aside, the most embarrassing thing was me shitting on myself, of course. I was in Miss Thomas's class. I was a new kid at the time. You know what I'm saying? And being a new kid is always embarrassing because you don't know nobody and everybody just looking at you like, who the fuck is this nigga? I'm sitting in class. I don't remember what the hell we was doing. I don't remember what assignment we was working on. But I'm sitting in class and the teacher let us go to the bathroom. Miss Thomas wasn't there that day. She was on assignment. So she left us with her mean ass, fine ass, seductive ass assistant, Miss Green. Woo! God damn, does she have ass like a mother? Every time she bent over to pick up a pencil, we was like, damn! Oh, our grade, her ass was fat than a motherfucker. And she knew it was. That's why she always showed up with them tight ass slacks on that she wore every day. And she wore those slacks on purpose. She knew it was looking. That ass! Miss Thomas was actually nice. And I actually love Miss Thomas. She was actually my second favorite teacher next to Miss Peasy. Miss Thomas actually had a bathroom rule. Alright? Now at this time we had to take hall passes and shit. At my old school we didn't have to. The thing is, they had this dumbass rule saying that when the bell rings, you can't be in the hallway during the first 15 minutes of class or the last 15 minutes of class. But if you must go, if you really gotta go to the bathroom, if it's an emergency, she'll let you go. Miss Thomas, anyway, she'll let you go. Miss Green, she didn't play that shit. She sent the kids to the bathroom. Again, this was after lunch, right before class began, right before the bell. I went to the bathroom, but just like 2nd grade, I didn't have to go. I tried to go, but I couldn't go. And I just got a sip of water, I washed my hands, got a sip of water, and went right back to class. Same shit. We started working on our assignments. I think we was doing book work, because she didn't really know what the fuck Miss Thomas was teaching us. She didn't really fill her in or nothing. But while we was in the middle of doing that assignment, my stomach was hurting more so than it ever has before. The funny thing about this whole situation is that at a public school, lunch usually starts at 12, sometimes 12:30, depending on the school. At this school, seeing as it was a charter school, lunch actually started an hour and a half early. It started at 11. And because lunch started at 11, the food digested just a little bit quicker. And we had recess on top of that, so that made it worse. So I decided I'm gonna raise my hand, and Miss Thomas, I keep saying Miss Thomas, damn, Miss Green, she looked up, and she just looked back down. I had my hand raised for 5 goddamn minutes. Now lucky for me, at this age, at the age of 11, I was able to hold my bowels just a little bit longer. I held my shit for 30 fucking minutes. Had my hand raised for 5 minutes. She said, no, you cannot go to the bathroom. Because she knew what I was about to ask. As soon as I raised my hand, she knew exactly what I was about to ask. So I said, fuck. Put my hand down. 10 minutes later, it got worse. Raised my hand again. She said, I don't know why you got your hand raised. I ain't gonna say nothing. Put my hand down again. 15 minutes later, I raised my hand again. This time, I kept it raised. And every time she looked at me, she would look back down. She looked at me again. She looked back down. And every time she looked at me, I still had my hand raised. Bitch, I was dedicated. She said, okay, Mr. Hunter, what is it? I said, can I go to the bathroom, please? She said, no, you cannot. I kept asking. I said, can I go to the bathroom, please? She said, no, you cannot. I said, may I go to the bathroom? She said, no, you may not. I appreciate you saying may I, but no, you cannot. No, you may not. Damn! See, that's the shit right there that made me hate just about every last one of my teachers, with the exception of those. You always ask them something. You say, can I do this? Can I do that? They're like, you can. And then you switch it up and be like, may I? Yes, you may. Well, bitch, I ought to chop in your motherfucking throat. Stop playing with me.
Stop playing with me, stop playing with me, and stop playing with me, look.
So I just sat there and I let loose a lot. It was so bad that it went down my leg. I couldn't even move. I was frozen. I couldn't move. It was terrible. It was terrible. And I just flicked that cigarette and the ash just hit me in the face. Kids started to notice what the smell was. But just like 2nd grade, I tried to mask that shit and stupidly play that shit off. It was like, oh, what the fuck is that smell? I heard somebody say it. They really said fuck. They said, what the fuck is that smell? Ty J, is that you? Because they never said my name right. They said Ty J instead of Ty J. They said, Ty J, is that you? I'm like, no, that's my, I mean, it's me, but it's not me. It's really my breath. Yeah, cue the music. Why the fuck you lying? But I tried to blame that shit on my breath, and I said, I ain't brushed my teeth this morning. I woke up with morning breath to the 2nd power, and I was rushing to get out the house to beat the traffic, so I couldn't. They was like, well, close your mouth then. I closed my mouth for about 5 minutes. The smell was still out, and they was like, God damn, that is not your breath. This boy boobled on himself. Miss Green said, Mr. Hunter, go to the bathroom. Just go.
It's your ass, Mr. Postman.
With pleasure, I got up and walked to the bathroom. When I got up, the smell got worse. Motherfuckers were like, oh my God. And somebody passed out. Somebody was like, oh. Told you I had grown man shits. What's crazy is, my shits back in the day were worse than they are now. How ironic is that? I went to the bathroom, they called my parents, and my father, not even my father, my mama came up to the school with a brand new pair of pants, new drawers, and a new shirt. Before my mama even came up to the school with the new pair of pants, the new drawers, and the new shirt, I actually got a new pair of pants and a new shirt from the nurse. I changed into that shit, had my shitty drawers in the plastic bag, so I was pretty much drawersless for the 2nd time, being uncomfortable as all living shit. I went right back to class with the new clothes on, and then they called me right back to the nurse's office, and my mama had the new clothes, so I had to switch right into some new goddamn clothes. And then I go to class and everybody was like, again? I had a goddamn Boondocks moment on that one. Like that one episode where Gangsta Licious got shot again. That was like, breaking news, Gangsta Licious has been shot. Again? Again. The only difference is I didn't shit on myself again twice in the same day like they thought. Niggas just love jumping to fucking conclusions. But that still goes down in history as the worst shit I've ever taken on myself. But it ain't over yet. 4 down, 1 to go. Keep watching. So 7th grade, it's 2007? Yeah, it's 2007. 2007, I'm going on 13. So you already know, you're too damn old to be doing this shit, bro. I'm in my math class, and my teacher's name was Miss Super. I hated this skinny, anorexic looking old bitch. Fuck her. Fuck her! We're in the middle of the class. Bell had just rung. I came to class late because I was with Miss Willoughby. Like I said, I was in special ed still until I left this dumbass school. I was in special ed until I graduated the school. Miss Super wasn't having all that. She said, you late, you going to detention at the end of the day. I'm like, I bet I don't. I told you, I was with Miss Willoughby. Come on now, you just being petty. She was the pettiest fucking teacher that you would ever have. That's why I hated her so much. She was too fucking petty. We was doing our assignment and my stomach started hurting. My shit was on fire. More so than it usually was. My stomach was telling me, nigga, ain't no time to be waiting. I'm gonna need your ass to get up and go right now. Cause I can't hold it, and I know for damn sure you can't hold it with your weak ass bowels. So raise your hand and ask this bitch, can you go to the bathroom? And even if she say no, get your ass up and go, all right? I raised my hand. Teacher ignored it. I kept it raised. She kept ignoring it. And I raised it even higher, straight like this, like Adolf Hitler. I said, and she said, what is it, Mr. Hunter? I said, can I go to the bathroom, please? And you know what she hit me with? She said, you can. I'm like, bitch, can I go to the bathroom? She said, you can. May I go to the bathroom? She said, you may. Not. Bitch tried to play me. I said, you know what? That's all right. I got up, started to walk towards the door. She said, hold on, Mr. Hunter, where you going? I said, I'm going to the bathroom. You trying to keep me in here? I ain't about to piss on myself. I tried to mask it. I tried to hide it because I really had to take a shit. But I said I wasn't trying to piss on myself. I said, I'm not about to sit here and piss on myself and have you and the whole class laugh at me. She said, I'm telling you, you walk out of this classroom, you're getting written up. I said, write me up then. If I was to piss on myself in class, this would be your fault. Walked out the classroom, gave it a deuces, bitch. I ran for my life. I ain't grabbed no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I was prairie dogging. And I made it to the bathroom and I sat down on the toilet and I let all that shit out and it felt so good. I buried back the toilet seat. I ain't even had time to put the fucking toilet tissue on that shit. I buried back that shit. And that ain't the part that behooved me. What behooved me was, even though I was prairie dogging and I still made it to the toilet, it was a little mud monkey just sitting there in my drawers just staring at me like, surprise, motherfucker. And you know what I did? After I finished taking my shit, I went ahead and got up, wiped my ass, and I took my drawers off and flushed them bitches down the toilet. And I did that without a care in the world, no hesitation and no remorse. If need be, if I gotta flush a pair of drawers down the toilet, fuck it, I might as well. And I wouldn't give 37 shits, and that's the end of the story, and we ain't gonna speak on that shit no more. Anyway, going back to the beginning of the video where we was talking about the whole smoking situation and the news stories that I got lined up. One of them being the ghost story and the other one being my probation story. My ghost story, I'm going to have that up on September 13th. That'll be a tribute to my grandma who passed away due to breast cancer September 13th, 2012. So here we are 7 years later, and I'm talking about my experience seeing her in spirit. The other story, however, the probation story, that's going up January 24th, 2020. You know what I'm saying? The reason I chose that day is because January 24th, 2010 was my 14th birthday, and that's when I got put on probation. So why not tell it 10 years later on my 24th birthday? As far as the smoking goes, we're just going to go through this real quick. You might be wondering, why do I smoke every time I record a video outside? The main reason I smoke when I record outside is because it keeps me on track. I tend to go off topic a lot. Frankly, I talk way too damn much. I get it from my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the main things that I got from my grandmother, is that I'm just talkative and shit. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, most of the time when I'm outside recording, I always have a headache, and I don't like taking pills. Whenever I do take pills, whether it be 2 aspirins or 2 ibuprofen, that shit take an hour to kick in. Sometimes they don't work at all. I smoke a cigarette, my shit's gone within 20 minutes, just like that. It's like the Newport Smooth cigarettes that I smoke. It's like they do more good than they do harm. You know, they relieve stress, they get rid of my headaches, and they help me keep on track. And what's crazy is I've been smoking for almost 8 years, and I'm still perfectly healthy. You know what I'm saying? Next month will be officially 8 years. I started in September of 2011. It's about to be September 2019. I know what I'm doing as far as smoking goes. It's like I'm Snoop Dogg at this point. He's a professional weed smoker. You smoke weed with him, you have 1 blunt in rotation, and you'll be so high you won't even realize that he got 6 blunts in rotation. I'm the same way when it comes to smoking cigarettes. I know when to smoke, I know when not to smoke. I haven't shown any cancer symptoms. I don't feel like I have cancer. I don't look like I have cancer. I know for a fact that I ain't got cancer, and I won't have cancer for a long time. 8 years? And I'm still perfectly healthy? Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I've been cutting back on a lot of shit. Cutting back on soda, cutting back on fried foods, cutting back on sweets, cutting back on goddamn pork. I cut back on pork a long time ago. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. That's the end of the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. This long ass goddamn episode. This is by far the longest episode out of the series, out of both seasons. Anyway, but with that being said, I'm out, man. Peace. Fuck Donald Trump. And how y'all like that new intro, by the way? Toodles!
Day one every week, you know what's next.
Bye, have a great time.